Hello everyone and welcome to the Circuit Park Zandvoort for the 1991 Dutch Grand Prix. Sadly today we only have 8 entries, but it's sure to be a cracking race nonetheless. There you see the cars. Ignore the fact there are 3 Benettons there because there are only going to be 2 racing. The other one is just a spare car for the cameraman. But we do have McLaren, Ferrari, Williams and Benetton here today. Now, I should point out quickly, this isn't entirely an accurate event because the last F1 Grand Prix held at Zandvoort was held in 1985, and that was the site of Niki Lauda's last victory. But nevertheless, we are going to show today what a 1991 Dutch Grand Prix would possibly have looked like. Of course, we don't have as many entries, but we still do have the top teams, so let's see what we get. So, in this event today, we have Ayrton Senna, Gerhard Berger, Nigel Mansell, Riccardo Patrese, Nelson Piquet, Michael Schumacher, and they both appear to have the same number, which is confusing. I don't know why the game didn't just assign Bert Veers to Michael Schumacher's car, because that's the one taken up by the cameraman. But oh well, obviously we have 2 Benettons looking exactly the same, so that's going to be a bit confusing. But apart from that, we also have Alain Prost and Jean Alesi. So let's start the qualifying session and see who comes out on top. So it's just going to be a 10-minute qualifying session at first, and then we will get into the proper 15-minute race after that. Now, nobody is going out just yet. We're into the time, so the green light has already gone to green, and the first guy out is going to be Bert Veers. So Bert Veers, the first driver on track, as we head through turn 1, a tight right-hand hairpin, almost banked really, and up the hill. Now this corner is going to cause some difficulties. You saw how he slid out there. I've seen many AI drivers getting that one wrong, because it is a very difficult corner, especially with the curb on the inside, and it's very easy for the car to just get bounced out. Now, very fast bit uphill and towards the downhill right-hander. This is a very difficult one with a big, unforgiving gravel trap on the outside, as most of this track does have on the outside, because this is a very old-fashioned circuit, and that means that forgiveness is not one of its properties. That's the word I'm looking for. Not one of its properties. So, Bert Veers, first guy to go onto a lap. He has 1 corner remaining, which is the very fast final corner. I believe this is called Tarzan, and we'll see what his first lap can be. So out of the final corner he comes, and down the long front straight. Not really that long actually, but long enough for some slipstreaming to take place. Squirrels the back end out a little bit turn 1, but all looks nice and controlled over the curb. Yeah, got 2 wheels up in the air, but it's again nice and controlled. This is the apex, but you don't always need to hit it through there. As we head back towards the uphill section, really not many places to overtake on this track. It's a very twisty course, and very fast one as well. Not many straights. Of course, you have one, and it's followed by quite a fast banked corner. I mean, it is a hairpin, but it's definitely faster than a hairpin normally is, and it does tend to require a bit of trail braking and steering at the same time, which is also not good for overtaking, but that makes this qualifying session here especially important, and Bert Veers definitely pushing on this opening lap. You see his back end definitely stepping out through pretty much all of these corners, but only slightly. So that shows to me that the setup for this track is very much aggressive, and as he crosses the line, his first lap is a 1:21, 1:29.759. Now, Riccardo Patrese is on a lap in the Williams, so this is also a battle of cars. So last week I showed you the USF 2000 race, and where it was completely single make, but this week we have different makes of cars, and all of them of course to 1991 F1 specifications, but those of course are all different. This is a Williams Renault, and the Benetton Renault that went through earlier of course is a completely different chassis. Well, it does have the same engine. And Riccardo Patrese's first lap is a 1:21.765, so that puts him only 0.006 of a second behind Burke Beers, and Jean Alesi has gone third in the Ferrari. But and actually no one else is on a lap yet, so we're just waiting for these guys to come through and start one. Nelson Piquet is about to start a lap, so Piquet in the other Benetton. Of course, we already saw his teammate Beer going through just now, but now Nelson Piquet is on the lap, as we saw Ayrton Senna emerging from the pits there. Of course, Ayrton Senna was the real world champion of 1991. That's a very big slide, and around goes Piquet. So our first spin at the corner that I said would catch a few people out is done by Nelson Piquet, and he was lucky not to hit the wall there or get collected by Ayrton Senna. But our first spin, oh, I've actually lost replay. What has happened here? There is a way. I know there's a way that you can get the replay to work again, but I need someone to explain that to me because I'm not entirely sure how you do it. But anyway, Nelson Piquet is on his first lap through sector 1, just about to enter sector 2 now as he crosses that line. But this lap, of course, has already been messed up by that big spin, so this is not going to be a quick one. But we'll just see him rounding the final few sectors of the lap anyway. We have less than 5 minutes remaining now, so less than half of the session is up. And that means that now is really the time to push. Some of these guys will only have 1 or 2 more attempts at a lap. And of course, on a track like this where qualifying is essential, then well, qualifying is essential. So let's see what they do. Nelson Piquet is going to cross the line now for his first lap. It does put him in 4th position, but he's 5 seconds off the pace due to that spin. Now, Ayrton Senna is on his first flying lap. Does he get the curb? Right, he does. Runs it out over the grass slightly, but at least doesn't spin like we saw Piquet doing. Of course, the 1991 world champion, and actually reigning world champion, as you can see by the number 1 on his car as well, won the championship in 1990 and also 1988, having 1 year separated from his championship by Alain Prost in 1989. Incidentally, Prost is also in this race, of course, so the two rivals might well go at it again. But at the moment, we're just watching Senna doing what looks to be another masterful hot lap. It certainly seems more controlled than we've seen from the other drivers' hot laps. Dips it in through the chicane again, slightly banked. A lot of this course is slightly banked. Some of that on purpose, and some of that accidentally because of the sand dunes on this track, or around this track, of course, built right on the coast. And Ayrton Senna's first lap puts him 3rd, so behind Beers and Patrese, and Patrese has put it to the top. So Patrese and Beers puts it to the top. So as soon as I say that, Beers goes faster than what Patrese could manage. And we only have 1 driver left to actually set a lap now, and that's Gerhard Berger. So Berger is on his first flying lap here. Waited a long time to put it in, but he's on it now. Gets it nicely through the corner with the vicious curb, and survives it for now. So Gerhard Berger on his first flying lap. Up the hill and down it again. You can see the another section of the track in the background. I saw 2 cars on it there. But no time for watching that, as Berger is really pushing it. That camera angle there gives a really good indication of just how fast that corner is, and how fast a lot of this track is, and how fast the cars are going. Of course, this may be one from 1991, so over 25 years old now, but it can still really fly. Of course, a lot of mechanical grip as well as the aerodynamic grip. Slick tyres, front wing, rear wing. It's all about grip, even as early as 1991. Just dips it over the inside curve slightly there, and that's going to lose him a little bit of momentum. Of course, he would have lost a little bit of traction in the split second that his tyres got the ground. Let's see what the lap is. It puts him 6th. So the order at the moment... Oh, Piquet's gone to the top. So Piquet leads from Beers, Senna, Patrese, and Mansell goes 3rd. So Mansell goes 3rd. I'm going to watch to see if anyone else can put in a quicker lap now, because Piquet is at the top, and it's a Benetton 1-2. So the Benetton looking very, very quick here at Zandvoort. And the gap to the... Although the gap to the field line is really not that far. In fact, the whole field is separated by just over a second here. So a very, very close one. And we've now got less than a minute left in the session, so that means that all the so that means that the drivers will only get a maximum of 1 more attempt at this. And Viers is now... Oh, it's Patrese at the top. So Patrese, you see him... he's just been through turn 1 now. So Patrese, with that lap, has gone to the top of the times. So a very good lap from Riccardo Patrese to put him at the top, and he's got it himself ahead of the Benettons. Now, what can Bert Viers do? He's at the last sector of the lap. I don't know whether he's up on his time or not, but let's see what this lap does. He's actually been demoted now. Oh, he was just getting through the order. Senna's gone 3rd, so Senna has gone 3rd, and Vier could not improve. So Vier stays 4th, Senna is 3rd. And what can Nelson Piquet do? He's going to... Oh, that's a big slide, but he saved it for now. Of course, he had a spin there earlier in the session. And we're now less than... Oh, well, we've had the checkered flag now, so that we've had the checkered flag in this session. And that means that everyone coming through now is on their final attempt. And that means that there will not be any more attempts, and it's now or never. As we have Patrese 1st, Piquet 2nd, Senna 3rd, Viers 4th, Mansell 5th, although being held up a bit by one of the Ferraris here. Gerhard Berger in 6th, John Alesi in 7th, and Alain Prost in 8th. So the 2 Ferraris are the slowest cars on the track at the moment. Patrese is in the pits, so he's not going to be improving his lap. Piquet has had a big slide on this lap, but let's see it anyway. I'm going to skip to Senna's camera because Senna is ahead of Piquet on the track, so he's going to put in his lap first. Let's see what Ayrton Senna can do on this time round. He's pitting, so Senna and Piquet is in the pits as well. So that, I believe, well, no, I think everyone's coming into the pits now. So that I believe, is the end of the session. Gerhard Berger is pulling in. John Alesi, of course, Prost was already in the pits, so we've just got these 2 to come through, Alesi and Mansell, and they're both pitting. So that is the end of this qualifying session, and the order is Riccardo Patrese on pole, followed by Nelson Piquet, Ayrton Senna, Bert Viers, Nigel Mansell, Gerhard Berger, John Alesi, and Alain Prost. So that is the order, and the pole was taken by Riccardo Patrese by just 1/10 of a second. Now, I'm just going to read some of the YouTube comments we've got so far. SK73 says, good luck. Thanks, SK. Of course, I'm not racing in this one, just commentating. This is the portfolio that I keep as a commentator, but yeah, appreciated anyway. Now, now we didn't get any more YouTube comments then, so I will go on to the race. Now, the way I do this, of course, is I have to go out onto the track in the cameraman's car, wait until the lights are on, and then quickly rush back to the pits and pause the session, like that, so we can actually watch the session now. So let's watch the lights come on. We're all on board. Riccardo Patrese. We've got 3, 4, 5, and they're out. And away we go at the start of the 1991 Dutch Grand Prix. It's a good start for Nelson Piquet, who takes the lead. So Piquet takes the lead with a good launch off the start line, and it's PK followed by Petresi and Senna into turn 1. Do we all make it through cleanly? We do indeed, and Mansell has been promoted to the back of the order. He's bagging wheels with Alain Prost here, and everyone has made it over the curve nicely. So PK leads as we head up the hill, followed by Petresi, the two McLarens, then it's Burke Deere, Jean Alesi, Alain Prost and Nigel Mansell. And that is the order on this first lap of the race. Everyone makes it through nicely so far. We're in the very, very fast section of the course. I'm not really expecting any more overtaking opportunities to show themselves until we make our way down into the chicane, which is just after this corner here. We're going to have a straight, not a very long one, but a straight nonetheless, and then we're going to go into the chicane, and let's see if anyone can challenge anyone down here. No, it's all very uniform so far, with PK still leading them round, followed by Petresi after this first lap. Now, who can get in the slipstream down the start-finish straight here, and who can make a move down into turn 1? It's not really it's not a brilliant overtaking opportunity, but sometimes you have to make do with what you've got on a track as tight as this one. Although no one making a move yet. I think that Petresi is closer than he was before, as Senna dips some wheels into the grass, but he's going for it. Senna puts himself up the inside of Riccardo Petresi and gets the better run out of the roundabout corner, as I want to call it, and he's got through. So Senna gets through on the uphill section and is up into second position rather. And now he can start pursuing Nelson Piquet for the lead of the race. Do I have replay now? Yes, I do. So I can go back and watch that again from on board the magnificent Ayrton Senna. Let's see how that worked. So as you can see here, he does make a slight error and get over the grass, but he decides to launch his way through into second anyway, because he sees Petresi struggling on the entrance to the corner, and somehow Petresi just couldn't get away on the exit of the corner. I get a feeling that if he had been a real driver rather than AI, he might well have been able to keep that position. But just slower into the corner than Senna there, and Senna gets through. Now if I go back to real time here, there we go, and I can unpause time. We can see the race live for ourselves again, with PK still leading us round from Ayrton Senna now in second place, and Riccardo Petresi is already coming in for attack for third. Did I see a possible move going on further back? No, I don't think I did. I thought that Mansell was having a look, but not that time round. Now as we head around the extreme back part of the course, we're about to go through the final corner here. Very difficult corner, because you never really know when to get on the throttle or how much. Made easier when you have more downforce, and Senna is in the slipstream properly now of Nelson Piquet. Piquet feels the need to go defensive. Senna's going to launch his way around the outside. Will he make the move? He does! He gets the better traction, and that is brilliant from Ayrton Senna, who takes the better traction on the extreme outside and upside of the bank turn 1, and he has got through into the lead of the race. Senna leads it. Senna from Brazil. Now, I'm going to go back and watch that again from the replay cameras. As you saw, Piquet going defensive as early as this, and Senna drags his way around the outside line, just puts the power down, and out he goes. That's a good move from Ayrton Senna there, and Piquet had nothing to do to it really. He defended the inside line, but then of course had to back out to actually make the corner, and had to back out to the exit too to stop himself from running into it. But still, that's all changed, and look at 4th position too, as Berger and Deere are side by side. Deere with 2 wheels on the grass there, and that could have been much worse than it was, but Deere getting away with it. And now can Piquet get back at Senna, or will Senna run away with it from here? I wouldn't be surprised if Senna properly ran away with it now, because he is, after all, Ayrton Senna. We've had a move to 7th as well, as Nigel Mansell has managed to find his way past John Alesi somewhere. So Mansell up into 7th now of the 8 runners that we have here. And that was a move for 4th. Oh, Berger and Beer side by side. But Beer not quite able to get through. And now he's going to come in for attack from Alan Prost. So with that loss of momentum, Prost attacks. And now Prost actually dipped a wheel out of the grass and might come in for attack from Nigel Mansell here as we head down the straight. Piquet is back in the slipstream of Ayrton Senna, and he's going to the inside. But we saw how Senna dragged his way around the outside last time. Will Piquet be able to get through? He put 2 wheels up on the curb, and he does get through. So, Nelson Piquet with another good move. Ooh, dips a wheel into the grass there. But Piquet now gets the lead back. And if I go back for the replay, we're going to see how Piquet got through. He's just going to kind of leave his braking later, get 2 wheels up on the curb, keep it as tight as he possibly can to get the shortest line around the corner, and through he goes. You see the disappearing Senna in his mirrors. Talking of Senna, here's what he would have seen. It looks as if there's not any room for a car there, but there is a car. And there he is. So, to be honest, if I was Senna there, I'd probably be quite bewildered with that. But anyway, Nelson Piquet has taken the lead of this race back from Ayrton Senna, Riccardo Patrese, Gerhard Berger, Dirk Beer, Alan Prost, Nigel Mansell and John Alesi. That is the order so far. And Alesi is quite racing on the back of Mansell. Of course, Mansell only passed him back last time around. Although Mansell did start the race ahead. And Patrese is getting quite close to this leading duo as well. So whether Riccardo Patrese can get in on this action. Of course, Patrese was our pole sitter and then dropped back at the start as Piquet got past him immediately, and then Senna got past him later on. A slight lock-up there for Senna into the second corner of the chicane. And now out around the final corner. And will Senna get the slipstream again? Well, he will get the slipstream. Will he be able to attack using it? We've seen a move the last 2 times we've been down into this turn 1 here. And will it come again? Will it even come from Patrese? No. So none of these guys quite able to make a move there, as Gerhard Berger goes very wide in the background. But still, whoa, big slide for Riccardo Patrese there. But he's going to go up the inside. No, certainly had to think about it. Patrese definitely wanted to go for second there, but no room, and doesn't pull off what Senna did to him earlier on in the race. Now as we head up into the very, very fast right-hander, followed by possibly the trickiest corner on the track, this one, because it's a tightening apex, and you often can't see it until you're on it. And Patrese going very defensive for third there. Definitely feels the need to defend from Senna's teammate Gerhard Berger, who is now coming under attack from Dirk Beer. Although Beer on the worst line through the chicane there, and Berger gets out ahead. Now Senna is definitely lining himself up here, so will Senna be able to launch an attack down into turn 1 this time through? Of course he did before being attacked again by Piquet in exactly the same place. But let's see if Piquet feels the need to go defensive this time. No, he doesn't. And they all make it through in the same order that they were in before. Oh dear! My goodness, that was close. That's on his change. So Piquet had a big bounce on the curbs there in the lead of the race, and that has cost him the lead because he lost the momentum from bouncing over the curb, and now has lost the lead as well. I love the way that the AI on this game is programmed to make mistakes. It makes it a lot less uniform. You saw that Piquet really bounced over that curb, and that just allowed Senna the opportunity he needed to get the lead of the race, which he did so duly and very well. Diving up the inside, Piquet did pretty much leave the door open for him there, so I think I saw Ferrari getting sideways in the background, so we'll go back and check that. Oh, I did, it was Prost getting over the curb. In fact, all these three guys all got over the curb as well. And actually, Berger had a look at Patrese in the confusion, so everything just kicked off. And now, Alain Prost is having a look at Dirk Beer. He had a brief look, but that is not an overtaking opportunity. Hill there. very tight section of track that twists anyway, so I'd be very surprised if there was anyone attempting a move there. But certainly had to think about it. I suppose if you get side by side with someone up there, you force them to give you some room, so if you can. Some people would attempt it. I know that Senna would. Senna attempts anything and attempts to make it work. But anyway, down into the chicane, we have Nigel Mansell under attack from John Lacey. Lacey definitely had a look at Mansell there for his 7th position. And Mansell now feels he needs to go defensive into the final corner, which is not a place you normally have to go defensive, but in the process of doing that, you put 2 wheels over the dust on the inside, and Senna has properly got away from the pack there. This is the furthest apart it's been. I say that it's still only half a second, so anything can change. But that's the furthest apart it had been all race. So this is a very, very close race. Who says that F1's boring? Nelson Piquet over the curbs again, and Riccardo Patrese did exactly the same thing behind him. That curb is really, really catching a few people out. We saw Piquet having a spin there in qualifying, and now he's very nearly replicated it a couple of times in the race, as have a couple of other people as well. So definitely a lot of action happening at that part of the course, especially as we head into what would be the middle of the course if you looked at it on the average map, and out towards the chicane again. This curve not quite so vicious, or it's that one. Although then again, I did see a car getting caught out by that in a race that I was doing single player a while ago. Properly flipped over the barriers too, but hopefully we don't get any sort of incident like that today. All seems rather clean now. And what was the gap for the lead that time through? 0.4 of a second, so it came down by a 10th. And Piquet is definitely still on the attack. He's not given up yet. Whoa! Berger and Beer both got very, very sideways. And I thought that at least one of them was going to go round, but luckily they didn't. But anyway, Nelson Piquet certainly hasn't given up on the lead of the race yet. And it must be said, he's doing well to stick with Senna here, because in an inferior car, Benetton has never really proven to be quite as quick as McLaren. And if you can follow Ayrton Senna, you're doing a very good job. So it's Senna after the 10 minute time stamp. Senna leading from Piquet, Patrese, Berger and Beer. Oh, that's very close. Prost, Mansell, that's very close too, and Lacey. And that's the order so far, but of course it could all change. We've still got 5 minutes of the race remaining, and we've certainly seen a fair few swaps in this race so far. Now out and down the start-finish straight, and Piquet might come under attack here from Patrese. Patrese got a good run on him, but it's not going to be quite close enough here down into turn 1, and it's all still uniform through there. Now. Tricky curb corner, it's a spin for Patrese, and Berger's gone round too. So Patrese spins and Berger spins, possibly in avoidance. He gets going again, but Patrese has stopped it in the wall, although he does also get going again. I'm going to go back for a replay there. We all knew it was going to happen at one point. We all knew that a driver was going to have a spin there, and it was Riccardo Patrese in 3rd place who went around, and Gerhard Berger who also went around, possibly in avoidance. Let's see it from on board Berger. Yeah, he's just gone round. He put on the anchors to avoid going into him. And that, incidentally, has put Berg Beer up into 3rd position in this race. So, it's Senna from Piquet, but only just. And then Piquet's Benetton, Piquet Beer in 3rd. And it's Prost, Mansell, Lacey, Berger and Patrese. And that is the order so far. But the leaders are very, very close. Very close indeed. And will Piquet be able to launch an attack into the chicane? Yeah, he hasn't been able to so far. We've seen a few attempts down into the chicane, but not from Piquet. But certainly lining up Senna. If Senna makes a slight error in this final corner, or even if Piquet just gets the better run and he's able to properly stick in Senna's slipstream, then this could be very dangerous for Senna, as Piquet, well, Senna did actually have a slight twitch through the mid part of that corner there. And Senna feels the need to go defensive now. Piquet goes to the outside. Oh, I think he touched his rear wheel there, and he's gone around the outside. So Senna, I believe slowing to avoid spinning when Piquet touched his rear wheel, has lost the lead of the race. Let's see. Piquet, did he touch him? I'm not sure. I'm going to slow motion that. I believe that his hitbox touched him. So while these cars may not have physically touched, the hitboxes of the cars are sometimes slightly wider. Oh no, he did with his front wing. With the front of his front wing, Piquet did just about touch out, and Senna's going, you can feel it there. Senna has to slow it down, and Piquet just runs it round the outside. So slightly dirty there from Nelson Piquet, but no steward in this, I'm afraid, due to it being just a generated AI race. You can see the understeer that some of these guys are getting around this corner at the back end of the circuit. Patrese kicking out his rear end again, but makes it through cleanly. And it's Piquet leading from Senna. So, with less than 3 minutes of the race remaining, Piquet is taking it back, and now he will be doing the very hard job of attempting to hold off Ayrton Senna. I believe we're only going to get one more lap in this race for Senna to attack, and if he can't do it down into turn 1, he might not be able to do it at all. It'd be a very good win, and a very well-deserved win for either of these guys if they do bring it home. Of course, the worst case scenario is that they take each other off. That would be disastrous, and I very much hope it doesn't happen, but that would actually give Berkviat the win here. Does Piquet feel the need to go defensive? No, and he doesn't need to either, because Senna has to slot in behind him. It seems that a lot of the time moves into that corner are kind of psyched out before the corner. And it tends to be that when a driver goes defensive, they lose the lead. I don't know if that's just something to do with the AIs, but that does appear to be how it's worked. And what has happened to Jean Alesi? He has lost his front wing. So there's been a collision of some sort. I'm going back to the replay here. And he's made contact with Mansell. So Mansell gets on the curve and goes for a spin, and Alesi has nowhere to go but into him. Actually, very nearly avoids him, and Berger goes for another spin too. So that was very, very close, and a very clumsy corner for everyone involved there. As Mansell goes for a spin, gets hit by Alesi. He felt it there. Let's see if I'm on board Alesi, as Mansell goes for a spin ahead. And Alesi very nearly avoids him, just tags him and then runs over his front wing. And this is what Gerhard Berger saw of it. He's just going to come around the corner. That was completely separate, so that wasn't braking in avoidance or anything like that. He was going round anyway. And he's now lost his front wing trying to get going. And that's very clumsy from Gerhard Berger, who has tried to get going. I've seen that from the AIs before, where they've tried to get going and they've just driven into the wall, basically. So everything kicking off once again down at the corner with the curve, I'm going to call that one. But still, Piquet leads. And will the time tick to 15 minutes before the end of this lap? If it does, this will be the last lap of the race, and I believe that it will. Only one corner to go though, so I'm not entirely sure. It's going to be close. Didn't calculate how many laps there were going to be. Of course, it's a 15-minute timed race. But anyway, Piquet, does he win the race this time around? Let's see. He's going to cross the line now. He doesn't, so the time has not ticked to 15. There's going to be one more lap. Will Senna get a chance? Not into turn 1, and that might be it. Unless Piquet loses it over the next curve. Let's see what he does. Oh, I thought he was going to lose it then. That was a very, very big kick of ownership. He's just saved it on the final lap of the race. Oh, Mansell hasn't, so Mansell's gone around. And does everyone avoid him? It's going to be his teammate Patrese next through, and Mansell's lost his nose now, trying to get it going again. So the AI clumsiness has stuck back in again. Here is what Mansell saw. Oh dear. very much just a case of exactly what we've been seeing so far in this race. Alesi is pitting for damage, as is Gerhard Berger. But here is the front end of the order, and Senna only really has one more chance at this lead, and that is if he goes for a really, really optimistic dive bomb into the chicane. So will he try? I believe that Piquet actually got a better run into that corner, and Senna might come into attack from Berger. I don't believe that he will, but certainly close, and that might well have been Senna's last chance. We've only got one corner remaining in this race, and it's going to be Nelson Piquet who ranks it now. If Senna can stick with him, he can try to get the slipstream and possibly pass him before the line. But we saw that the slipstream pass is only tentatively pulled off at the end of the straight, and Piquet is going to cross the line, and he's won it. So Piquet first from Senna, via Prost from the back of the grid. So it's gained 4 places there with all the chaos. Riccardo Patrese is going to cross the line in 5th. Then it's going to be Nigel Mansell, who I believe is going to pull into the pits, because the AIs tend to pull into the pits with damage, even if it is the last lap of the race. He does pull into the pits. So, although will he cross the line in the pits and finish ahead of Jean Alesi, or will Alesi get through? Mansell has finished, so the line has already passed the line. And then it's going to be Jean Alesi in 7th position. There he goes, and 8th is going to go to Gerhard Berger, who lost his nose while getting it going after a spin. Of course, had 2 separate spins in the race. But anyway, an amazing race at the 1991 Dutch Grand Prix that unfortunately never happened. But it was Nelson Piquet who won it from Ayrton Senna, Berger, Alain Prost, Riccardo Patrese, Nigel Mansell, Jean Alesi, and Gerhard Berger. Now I'm just going to check if we've to see if we've got any more YouTube comments. We haven't, so that will be the end of the stream now. So again, thank you for watching this live stream. There's going to be another one next week, probably on the Sunday rather than the Saturday. I did say that it was going to be on the Sunday this week, and it wasn't. The trouble is I'm away tomorrow, so it's not going to be on the Sunday, of course. But anyway, that stream has come to an end now. So thanks for watching it on the YouTube stream, or afterwards if you are watching it later, and I will see you in the next one. So goodbye.